It's me, MLB. Here is Shattered Image, chapter 33, and this one is titled Ball in Motion. A chat? What is this regarding? Your dad asked. Oh, nothing very important, Hawk said with a shrug. But do excuse me, do you prefer Mr. Lin or Mr. Serenza? Your father paled slightly. Yes. I think we do need to talk, Hawks continued. Would you mind coming with me? Your dad nodded with fear in his eyes, but followed Hawks anyway, the hero leading him to a little-known diner down an alleyway that was out of the way of the foot traffic. Is this about me or my daughter? Your dad asked Hawks as they stepped into the diner. Do you have anything to confess to? Hawks asked cheekily. I suppose you've already delved into my past, your dad said sadly. Correct, although you really were quite difficult to track down. You covered yourself well. Does your wife know about your family history? He asked. Your dad shook his head and sat down at the table that Hawks had gestured to. No, she doesn't, and I would dearly like to keep it that way. Your dad said, My daughter doesn't know either. I assumed as much, considering where she is right now, Hawks added as he sat down as well. Your father sighed and buried his face into his hands. Hawks, I don't know what to do. What do I do? She can't use her quirk. She simply can't. But I can't tell her why, your dad said in a vexed tone. Telling her nothing about her quirk is what's gotten her this far, Hawks said as he leaned back in the chair and crossed his arms across his chest. Now she's up for a barrage of assault charges and second-degree murder. Your dad broke down then, sobbing uncontrollably into his hands. I'm so sorry, he sobbed. This is all my fault. But I don't know what to do now. Are any of your relatives still alive? Hawks then asked. As far as I found, they've all taken their own lives. Your dad nodded sadly, wiping his eyes. Yes, I think they're all gone now. I haven't been in contact for years, though. I changed my last name and got out as soon as I turned 18. I saw the madness up front. I grew up in it. I don't want the same for my daughter, but my sins are coming for me, he said sadly. Were any of your relatives diagnosed with any conditions, mental health conditions? Hawks asked your dad. Not as far as I was aware, your dad said sadly, but it wouldn't have surprised me if they had had something. What was it like growing up in your house? Hawks asked, and your dad looked down at the table for a long time before answering. It was horrendous, he said sadly. We were quirked if we didn't behave, abused, made to go without food if my mum or dad were mad. The sheer anger in that household was pure insanity. I saw so many terrible things. I was the one who found my sister. She couldn't take it anymore, and she took her own life. I couldn't bear it anymore, he said numbly. I wanted nothing to do with them. They lied, stole, tortured, manipulated. It was too much. I'm sorry, Hawk said honestly. I know this conversation is hard to have right now, but there are people who care and they're doing their best to save your daughter. And I'm so grateful. But I don't know what to do, your dad said again. If you'll cooperate and tell us what you know about your quirk, then that'll be enough, Hawks replied. Your dad nodded. I'll tell you everything I know, he said. Good, Hawks said with a smirk as he sat back. Now, I've already looked into it, but could you explain how your quirk works as far as what you know? The hospital room was a little fuzzy as he started to come back around. The lights were all blurry and you could hear voices, but they all sounded like they were underwater. Where am I? You wondered as you tried to sit up. She's coming too, you heard a voice say. Who is? You wondered. Oh, me? Yin? You heard the voice of Sero. Yeah? You replied in your mind to him. Yin? He asked again, and you furrowed your brows. I said yes, you said again in your mind, your eyes trying to adjust and look for him. As you slowly came to and your eyes gathered focus, you looked at him, his features getting clearer in front of you. Oh, hey, he said as you focused on him. You okay? You hummed. You were out for a while, he said with a gentle smile. You okay? Maybe, you replied. Your whole body felt a little numb, and you were still a bit groggy, not to mention the ringing in your ears. I feel shot, you said after feeling your body talking to you for a second. I'm not surprised, Sero said. There was a lot to go through. I remember most of it. It's a bit blurry, but I do remember fighting someone, you said, thinking hard to try and remember the finer details about it. While you were thinking, you heard 2 other people in the room with you and Sero, and half sat up to see who they were. There were 2 doctors at the end of your bed talking, and you caught the tail end of what they were saying before they left the room. Well, I would say it's pretty conclusive, one said to the other. Yes, Mr. Eraserhead will be pleased, the second said, and they both left and the door was locked behind them. What were they talking about? You asked Sero. I don't know, but they were gathering a lot of data on your quirk with those tests. This might be what you need, he said. You'll be able to find out more about your quirk. Yeah, that'll be good, you replied. Finally, after all these years. You looked at him and smiled, and he smiled back, placing a hand on yours. Hey, when you're feeling up to it, you want to go and get something to eat? I'm hungry, but I don't want to go alone, he said. Ugh, what a baby, you teased. Okay, fine, sooky pants, I'll go with you, but just let me get the room to stop spinning first. Ugh, wow. Yeah, take your time, he replied with a chuckle. I can wait, I'm not that desperate. While you and Sero were at the hospital and your dad was being lightly interrogated by Hawks, Aizawa had gone to pay your mum a visit. He knew that she was working, so into her diner he walked, posting up at the far end of the counter like he usually did, and just stared down at the counter. Your mum was busy serving customers when he entered, but she saw him and quickly wrapped up what she was doing with them to come over and talk to him. Hello, Shotoa, she greeted kindly. Can I get your coffee? Are you on shift? I am, and yes please, he said, but I also came to talk to you about Yin. Your mum's eyes welled with tears, and she nodded, and then she got to making him a coffee, posting up near him so that he could watch her make it while he talked. I went to see her in the hospital, she said softly. She was so cold towards me. It hurt. She's never been that way towards me. I'm so worried about her, she added, trying to keep her tears in check. Rest assured, I'm doing everything I can. Aizawa said, when my shift ends early tomorrow morning, I'll be going to the hospital to get the results of her scans. Please know that whatever the outcome is, I'll see to it that she gets the treatment she needs. I won't let her waste her life away. I know she hurt some people, but we really haven't been told a lot about what happened, your mum said, finishing his long black and then passing it to him. Probably for the better, but I'll tell you this. There will most likely be a court case in the future, but do not worry, he said. Your mum stared at him, the word court case grabbing her attention. Don't worry, he said again sternly. I'm gathering information that'll be crucial to her case and have already got in touch with a fine lawyer. She's in my care now, and I won't let her or you down. Your mum bit back tears, but she couldn't help but let a few slide. I'm so grateful, she whispered in an emotional voice. Honestly, thank you so much. You've already done so much for our family. How can I ever repay you? Your coffee is enough, he replied as he took a sip after she had handed it to him. I'll be going now. I'll report back once I have all the details tomorrow. Aizawa to the rescue, and there wraps up the 3 chapters for Sero this week. I will see you next week for Heard You Like Me, and then more Sero chapters, and another Jujutsu Kaisen one-shot. Boy, it's going to be a busy week. I'll see you all then.